During World War II, Russian women had only two choices, either to stay at home and surrender to the Nazis or join the forces and defend their country. Most of them chose to join the forces and die with honor. Little did they know that being a Russian woman on the Eastern Front was nothing short of a nightmare. The unimaginable horrors of World War II were the stark reality for countless Russian women. But their story doesn't end here. Join us as we explore this nightmare and find out what stomach-churning things German soldiers did to Russian women. Role of Russian women. More than 800,000 Russian women joined forces and took on diverse roles, serving as medics, nurses, pilots, and snipers. Their unwavering bravery, exceptional skills, and relentless dedication shone through in numerous battles and operations, often in the face of discrimination and hardship from their fellow comrades. Their sacrifice was immense, as many lost their lives, limbs, or beloved family members due to the brutality of the enemy. Nearly 200,000 of these remarkable women were honored for their exceptional valor, with 89 of them attaining the prestigious title of Hero of the Soviet Union, the highest recognition in the Soviet Union. These women etched their names in history as the pioneering and sole female combatants in a major war. They were not merely soldiers, they were also mothers, daughters, sisters, and wives, exemplifying extraordinary strength and resilience. Here is a picture of some brave, resistant fighters. The suffering. But what did they go through to get these titles? In their ruthless campaign to degrade and dehumanize Russian women, German soldiers resorted to unfathomable acts of brutality. These women were treated as objects of desire, their dignity stripped away and reduced to mere commodities. Shockingly, there were instances where women became public spectacles, subjected to degrading exhibitions, used as sources of entertainment, or treated as trophies of war. The harrowing reports and testimonies from survivors shed light on the horrifying deeds perpetrated by German soldiers. In some harrowing instances, captured partisan women and others were subjected to horrifying acts, including being branded with derogatory Hitler labels on their bodies and enduring forced assaults. The compilation of mass violations against women committed by German soldiers, documented in the chilling Molotov Note of 1942, serves as a grim testament to the widespread nature of these crimes. In this note, Vyacheslav Molotov highlights egregious examples. In Smolensk, a brothel was forcibly established for officers, where hundreds of women and girls were driven by force, their hair in the clutches of armed men. The note also details the tragic plight of young women from various villages, often captured and coerced into the perilous task of removing mines due to their lighter weight, a move that significantly reduced the risk of triggering deadly explosions. Shockingly, the captors showed little regard for the lives lost in this gruesome process. Chilling accounts. Another heart-wrenching incident recounted in the note is the ordeal suffered by local Ukrainian actors in Kharkiv. On November 5, 1941, a chilling order was issued, demanding the immediate registration of all actors at the Shevchenko Theater. When these actors complied, they were surrounded by German soldiers who harnessed them to carts, parading them through the busiest streets, subjecting them to the grueling task of hauling water from the river. The intention behind this grotesque display was to demean and degrade esteemed Ukrainian intellectuals. Perhaps most tragic of all, in Lviv, 32 women working in a garment factory were subjected to unspeakable acts and subsequently killed in a public park. In a horrific turn of events, a priest who attempted to intervene and prevent this atrocity met a similar fate. The consequences of these assaults were devastating. It is estimated that over 1 million children were born to Russian women as a result of forced assaults by German soldiers. The scale of these atrocities is staggering. According to author Ursula Schela, an estimated 1 in 10 women subjected to assault by German soldiers in the Soviet Union would have become pregnant. This grim statistic implies that the number of women potentially assaulted by the Wehrmacht could reach a staggering 10 million. The unheard plight of justice. Alarming and distressing as these accounts are, the occupying authorities displayed disturbing indifference toward these violations unless they directly undermined military discipline. The Russian women never found justice. Despite being theoretically punishable by death since 1941, few cases saw prosecution. Assaults committed by Germans against non-German women were often brushed aside, going largely unpunished. Changes in the laws surrounding these assaults in 1940 rendered them petitioned crimes, requiring victims to request punishment, leading to a significant lack of prosecution and consequences. Shockingly, during the military campaign in Poland, only one case was prosecuted by a German court, with the guilty parties sentenced for Rassenschande, racial defilement, according to Nazi Germany's racial policy, rather than for the acts of assault themselves. How do you think anyone can do justice to the women who suffered? Is that even possible? Leave your answers in the comments, like this video, and subscribe to our channel.